Here, we'll show you how to draw a ray diagram for a concave lens. A concave lens is thinner in the middle and thicker on the top and the bottom. Here is the principal axis drawn through the middle of this concave lens. The positions of the two focal points are shown here. These will usually be given to you. Here is the object we'll use for this example, a yellow arrow. In this case, we are looking at the object through the lens from the other side. We'll start by drawing a vertical line straight through the center of the lens like this. Next, we'll draw a horizontal line from the top of the object straight to the center of the lens. This must be parallel to the principal axis. It is important to know that concave lenses make rays diverge or spread out, rather than converge. So this ray will not extend to pass through the focal point on the right. That would be converging rather than diverging. Because rays are diverging or spreading apart, we know that this ray will be bent upward rather than downward. We'll extend this ray temporarily just to show that it is bent upward. But we don't know the exact angle it will be bent by. In order to find out, we start by erasing the extension that we drew. The angle that the purple ray is bent by the lens is determined by the focal point on the left side of the lens. What we do is draw a dotted line from the focal point on the left to the point where the horizontal purple line hits the center of the lens, like this. And we'll extend this line upward from this point with a solid purple arrow. The solid portion of the purple line now shows how this ray travels from the object to the lens and is bent upward by the lens. To help us find where the top of the image will be, we draw a straight line from the top of the object through the middle of the lens. Rays passing through the middle of the lens are not deflected. Our brain assumes that this purple ray is coming to us straight from this point. This point is where the green ray coming from the top of the object and the purple line that seems to be coming from the top of the object cross. So this will be the top of the image. The bottom of the object is sitting on the principal axis. So the bottom of the image will appear right here on the principal axis, directly below the top. Now that we know where the bottom and the top of the image will be, we can draw the image in. Because two solid rays, or actual rays, do not cross at the top of this image, it is a virtual image rather than a real image. We see that in this case, the image is smaller than the object. It is important to remember that when we view an object through a concave lens, that no matter where the object is placed, the image will always be smaller than the object. We'll review what we found here by comparing the image with the object. First, as we saw, the image is smaller than the object, and this is true no matter where the object is placed. We also see that the image is on the same side of the lens as the object, between the object and the lens. For a concave lens, the image is always between the object and the lens, no matter where the object is placed. We also see that in this case, the image is upright rather than inverted. It is also important to know that whenever an object is viewed with a concave lens, the image is always upright, no matter where the object is placed. Lastly, the image formed in this case is virtual. In fact, the image formed by a concave lens is always virtual. To review these points again quickly, in a concave lens, the image is always smaller than the object. The image is between the object and the lens. The image is always upright and always virtual.
Hello children, today I want to show you some pictures Observe those pictures and try to answer those questions what I asked you. Here, a person is seeing a ball very nearer to his eye. Can he able to see the ball? No, he can't see the ball clearly and distinctly. He increased the distance between the ball and his eye to some extent, even though he can't see the ball clearly and distinctly. He go on increasing the distance between the ball and his eye. At a particular point of distance, he is able to see the ball very clearly and distinctly. If you measure the distance between the ball and his eye, that will be 25 centimeters. This minimum distance from which an object can be seen very clearly and distinctly is called the least distance of distinct vision. Today in this session, I want to discuss with you about the defects of vision. Before discussing about the defects of vision, we have to know the terms. What is a near point and what is a far point? Near point. The point of minimum distance at which eye lens can form an image on the retina is called near point. The near point for a human eye is least distance of distinct vision, that is 25 centimeters. Far point, the point of maximum distance at which the eye lens can form an image on the retina is called the far point. Far point for a normal eye without defects is infinity. The distance between the eye lens and the retina is 2.5 centimeters. That is, the image distance is fixed. But we can see the nearer objects and also the distant objects also. How it is possible? The eye lens can change its focal length according to the distance of the object. Let us discuss about the ability of the changing focal length of the eye lens. When the eye lens is focused on a distant object, the ciliary muscles are relaxed and thereby the focal length of eye lens increases. When the eye is focused on a closer object, the ciliary muscles get strained and thereby the focal length of the eye lens decreases. The ability of eye lens to change its focal length is called accommodation. If you see very distant objects, then the eye lens will has its maximum value which is equal to its distance from the retina. So, the maximum focal length of the eye lens is 2.5 centimeters. If you see very nearer objects which is at least distance of distinct vision, then the eye lens will have its minimum value, that is 2.27 centimeters. So, the minimum focal length of the eye lens is 2.27 centimeters. The image formed by the eye lens is a real inverted image of the object and then strikes the retina. The light sensitive part in the retina converts the light into electrical signals and they will send to brain. The brain converts these electrical signals into images that we can see. Due to lack of accommodation, overly steeped cornea and elongated eyeball, due to these type of reasons, some defects may arise in the vision. Today, in this session, we shall discuss about the defects of vision. There are three common defects of vision. They are myopia, hypermetropia and presbyopia. Now we shall discuss about myopia. Some people can't see the distant objects, but they can see the nearer objects only. Overly steeped cornea and elongated eye are some reasons for this defect. The images of distant objects will be formed before the retina only, so they can't see the image. The maximum focal length of the eye lens will be less than 2.5 centimeters. The people who are suffering with myopia can see the objects up to a point of distance only. This will be the far point for these persons. Now we shall discuss how to correct the myopia. Myopia and its correction. So, far point M is less for these persons. They can see only if the object is at far point or in between the far point and the least distance of distinct vision. Beyond the far point, people can't see the objects. So, we have to bring the object to the far point or in between the far point and the least distance of distinct vision. See this image. In this, a concave lens is there. Concave lens is a diverging lens. By using this concave lens, we brought the image of the object to the far point. This image will act as an object for the eye lens. Then the eye lens can form the image on the retina. So, the people who are suffering with myopia can see the distant object also. Now we shall summarize what we learnt about myopia and its correction. The people suffering with myopia can't see distant objects, but they can see the nearer objects clearly. Beyond the far point, these people cannot see the objects. So, we have to bring the object to the far point or in between the least distance of distinct vision and the far point. By using a concave lens, we shall bring the image to the far point or in between the far point and least distance of distinct vision. This image will act as an object for the eye lens. Then the eye lens will form the image on the retina. Your friend Anil, he is suffering with myopia. He has the power -3. He can't see the letters which are on the blackboard when he sat on the back bench. If you want to find out the power of the lens what he requires, what you may do? At first, you have to find the focal length of the lens what he requires. Then you have to calculate the power of the lens. Let us discuss how to calculate the power of the lens. Take the lens formula 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. Consider u as infinity because the person is seeing the distant object. Consider v as minus far point because the image will be formed at the far point. Taking u is equal to minus infinity and v is equal to minus far point, we have to calculate the focal length of the lens by substituting the values in the lens formula. Power of the lens. After the calculation of the focal length of the lens, we have to substitute the focal length in the formula given in the slide. Power is equal to 1 by focal length in meters or power is equal to 100 by f in centimeters. Power will be measured in diopters. Likewise, we can calculate the power of the lens what we require. Now we shall discuss about hypermetropia. These people can see distant objects clearly, but they can't see the objects at near distances. When they see the nearer objects, the image will be formed beyond the retina. So, they can't see the image. These people can see the image of the object which are kept only beyond a particular point of distance. This distance will become near point of those people. Near point M is greater than the normal eye. Minimum focal length is greater than 2.25 centimeters for these people who are suffering with hypermetropia. Now we shall discuss about the correction for the hypermetropia. Hypermetropia and its correction. Bringing the image of the object kept between the near point and the least distance of distinct vision to the point beyond the near point by using a convex lens. This image will act as an object for the eye lens, then the image will be formed on the retina, thereby the people who are suffering with hypermetropia can see the image of the object kept in between the near point and the least distance of distinct vision. Now we shall summarize what is hypermetropia and how to correct the hypermetropia. These people can see the images of the objects kept beyond the near point only. The image will be formed beyond the retina when they see the nearer objects. By using a convex lens, the image of the object is brought beyond the near point. This image will act as an object for the eye lens. Then the eye lens will form the image on the retina. Then the people who are suffering with hypermetropia can see the image of the object kept in between the near point and the least distance of distinct vision. Your father may read the newspaper, putting the newspaper away from the eye. Why he is doing like that? Because he has a defect in his vision. For that purpose, he wants to buy a lens. Which type of lens you can suggest for your father, and how can you calculate the power of the lens also? Let us discuss how to find out the focal length of the lens he required, and let us discuss about the calculation of the power of the lens also. Take the lens formula 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u, and take the object distance u is equal to minus 25 centimeters, that is the least distance of distinct vision, and the image distance is equal to minus near point. Substitute the value of u and v in the lens formula and find the focal length of the convex lens. Power of the lens. Calculate the power of the lens using the formula power is equal to 1 by focal length in meters, or power is equal to 100 by f, that is focal length in centimeters. Just by substituting the focal length value in this formula, we can find the power of the lens. Now let us discuss about presbyopia. This defect arises when the ability of accommodation of the eye usually decreases with aging. Near point gradually recedes away. Difficult to see nearby objects clearly and distinctly. This happens due to weakening of ciliary muscles. Some may suffer with both myopia and hypermetropia. This can be corrected by using bifocal lenses that are concave and convex. The upper portion consists of concave lens and the lower portion consists of convex lens. Now, let us discuss about the differences between myopia and hypermetropia. The first difference, in the examination also they will ask you to draw the diagram regarding the defect of myopia and hypermetropia also. In myopia, when the person saw a distant object, the image will be formed before the retina. In hypermetropia, the image will be formed when he sees the nearer object, it will be formed beyond the retina. See the next difference, the correction. In myopia, the concave lens will be used for the correction, and for the hypermetropia, the convex lens will be used for the correction. The third most difference, myopia, they can't see objects at long distances, but they can see nearby objects clearly. Whereas for hypermetropia, they can see the distant objects clearly, but they can't see the objects at near distances. Myopia, maximum focal length is less than 2.5 centimeters. Hypermetropia, minimum focal length is greater than 2.25 centimeters. Myopia, near point is the minimum distance at which a person can see an object comfortably and distinctly. Hypermetropia, the far point is the maximum distance at which eye lens can form an image on the retina. Myopia, far point is less than the normal vision. Hypermetropia, near point is more than the normal vision. Myopia, corrected by using biconcave lens. Hypermetropia, corrected by using biconvex lens. Myopia can see only if the object is at far point or the object is in between the far point and the least distance of distinct vision. Hypermetropia, they can see only if the object is beyond the near point. Myopia cannot see if the object is beyond the far point. Hypermetropia cannot see if the object is in between the near point and the least distance of distinct vision. Children, already you learnt about myopia, hypermetropia and presbyopia, and also the differences between myopia and hypermetropia also. In the examination, they will ask you what are the differences between myopia and hypermetropia, how can you correct myopia, how can you correct hypermetropia, draw the diagrams regarding the defect of myopia, draw the diagram regarding the correction of myopia. Likewise, they will ask you so many questions. Now, I want to give you some more questions what they asked in the previous public examinations. Revati is a front bench student. She is unable to draw the picture drawn on the blackboard. She got permission from the teacher and sat in the back row. What would be the defect that Revati is suffering from? Draw the diagram which shows the correction of the above defect. A student has a difficulty in reading the blackboard while sitting in the last row. What could be the defect the child is suffering from? Draw a neat diagram which shows the correction of the above defect. By giving this type of diagram, they can ask you which type of defect it is. How do you correct the eye defect? Myopia. Explain the correction of hypermetropia with a suitable diagram. How can you appreciate the working of ciliary muscles in the eye? They will ask some problems like The focal length of a lens suggested to a person with hypermetropia is 100 centimeters. Find the distance of near point and power of the lens. And they will ask you some fill in the blanks and the multiple choice questions also, like the value of least distance of distinct vision is about dash. The distance between the eye lens and the retina is about dash. The maximum focal length of the eye lens is about dash. The eye lens can change its focal length due to working of dash muscles. The power of lens is 1D, that is 1 diopter. Then the focal length of the eye lens is dash. Myopia can be corrected by using which lens? Hypermetropia can be corrected by using which lens? Children, already you learnt about the defects of vision like myopia, hypermetropia and presbyopia. In the examination they will ask you what is the type of defect a person has, and they will ask you for the correction of the defects also. And they will give you some diagrams and they will ask you which type of defect he has. And they will ask you to draw the diagram regarding a particular eye defect also. Likewise, they will ask you so many questions regarding the defects of vision. On hearing this session, you are able to answer those questions in the coming public examinations. All the best.